And this video is a little bit different because I have a very special guest. This is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. This is my goddaughter, Olivia. And she's very amused. So, Olivia, tell them about yourself.
Hi, I'm Olivia and I'm 4 years old and I like to ride my bike and I like to play at the park. I like to do ballet. I like to listen to ballet music. And I dress up like this. And I go to school too and I'm in VPK and I'm almost 5 and everything's large and
Is that it? Okay, that's it. Okay, so today, what are we doing? Can you tell them what we're doing?
we're making Lunchables, grain-free Lunchables.
Grain-free Lunchables, right. Why are we making...
Which is healthy.
It's healthy, you're right. So, why are we making grain-free Lunchables? Do you want to tell them the story about you at the store? Okay.
My mommy said no when I wanted the green Lunchable, and I still wanted it,
So now we're going to make it. We're going to make an option that is healthier for her to eat. So parts of Lunchables, of course, the components contain crackers. It contains, what else does the Lunchable have?
it has chocolate cookies.
It has chocolate cookies, which we're going to do. It has cheese, and it has some sort of lunch meat. And I was actually going to buy a Lunchable and show you like what it has in it, but I didn't want to spend the money on something that no one was going to eat. So I will flash a picture of, because we all know what a Lunchable looks like, and then list the ingredients down below or show you what the ingredients are, so that you know that, you know, Lunchables really aren't all that healthy. It's a ton of like hydrogenated oils and a lot of preservatives in the meat, and the cheese is a cheese product. It's not a real actual cheese. So this is a great healthier option for those of you who like Lunchables, or your kids like Lunchables, but you're trying to switch to a more grain-free diet, or maybe you have a gluten sensitivity. This is a really good recipe for you guys to have. It's a really great snack option, or a lunch option for kids, you know, when you can't give them...
This is the healthier one.
Right, when you can't give them bread or crackers or anything like that. So that's why we are choosing to do a alternate version of a Lunchable, right? And I've talked about this before in a video. I don't eat grains, and their family, they don't really eat grains either. So we try to just eat, you know, foods that aren't in a box, and, you know, food that isn't processed, and, you know, healthy meats and healthy vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. But yeah, but sometimes kids just want Lunchables, so that's why we're making Lunchables today, right? Yes. Okay, so we're going to need a few things. I will list all these things down below, but I'll also tell you what we're going to need to make these grain-free Lunchables.
So the first thing, what is this? Almond flour. Almond flour. This is just Bob's Red Mill almond flour. You're going to need Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese. I went to the grocery store, but they didn't have a organic version, so I just got this. So just, obviously organic is going to be healthier. And then I got this. Salt. Sea salt is also better, but this is what they had in the house, and this is what we're using. You're going to need some baking soda. Baking soda. What about this? This is Italian seasoning. Italian seasoning. Right. And some olive oil. Olive oil. And an egg. This is what is this? This is Eggland's Best Cage-Free Eggs. So those are the eggs that we're using, and we've already pre-measured out everything, and I will list all the measurements down below. So we put the almond flour in a bowl, and then I'm going to take our Parmesan cheese. This is 2 cups of almond flour, and then this is just shy of half a cup. And I'm going to stick it, I'm going to pour it in here. Olivia, pour it in, okay? Here. So dump that inside there. Great. And then this is the Italian seasoning. This is about a teaspoon. Go ahead and pour it in. Oops, careful. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to use a little bit of salt. I'm just going to eyeball it with my hand, so probably like a teaspoon or so. And then I'm going to crack this egg, and I'm going to put it in here. So let's crack the egg. You're also going to need a teaspoon of water that I had to go and get, so I don't think I can give this to you because it's in my hand already. So I'm going to dump this teaspoon of water inside of our mixture.
So now that everything is all inside of this bowl, and you can play with the herbs, the Parmesan cheese is optional. You can put whatever kind of herbs you like. If you like thyme crackers, you can use that. It was just an Italian seasoned blend that contains, what does it contain? Marjoram, oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory, basil, and sage. But again, All that stuff is optional, and you can add more cheese, take away more cheese. We like cheese, so we added it in. And now we're going to use our clean hands that we just washed, and we're going to knead the dough with our hands. Okay, so. Keep going. So we've already mixed together everything, and here is the dough. So then you're going to take a cookie sheet. This is just a cookie sheet that they had here, and then I'm going to pour some olive oil on the bottom. You can use parchment paper, but for some reason I find that everything sticks to parchment paper that I use, so it's just a lot easier for me to use, to put the cracker directly onto a cookie sheet and rub it down with olive oil. Then we're going to take the ball of dough that we have here, put it on the cookie sheet, and we're going to press it down. And you can use a roller or what else? You can use whatever you want. I guess a roller would probably be a lot easier. Okay, so we flattened down as much as possible. I spread it apart, so yeah, but it's all flat. Basically, you want it as thin as you want it, and you can make it as thin or as thick as you would like for a cracker to be. These are probably about an eighth of an inch thick, I would say, as I press it down onto the pan. So now I'm going to stick this into the oven for 12 minutes or so at 350 degrees, and you can just see when it's like nice and golden brown that it's like a crisp cracker ready to be eaten. So let's go stick it in the oven. Yes? Okay, so some of the Lunchables have snacks. So we need to make a grain-free option of a snack. So we're actually going to make grain-free chocolate chip cookies, and these are my all-time favorite chocolate chip cookies like on the planet. I love them. They're amazing. So what we're going to use is
almond butter. We're going to use eggs and chocolate chips and honey. I think I threw the honey bottle away. So we're going to use honey. Organic raw honey is going to be the best, but my mom is pregnant, so we have to use pasteurized honey, so I can't do raw honey. And then we just use chocolate chips. These are dark chocolate chips, some baking soda, and some salt, which I will list the entire recipe down below. But again, my favorite chocolate chip cookie of all time. So we put all of it in the bowl right here. I'm just going to mix them up and then bake them at 350 degrees for about 8 or 9 minutes. Let's put that in.
You're never going to share your cookies? Why? That's mean. Okay.
Back to the video. Hi.
Okay,
It's
so
like a fish right now, right?
right. So did we finish the Lunchable? We finished our Lunchable. We put it on this cute little Hello Kitty plate, and here's the chocolate chip cookie. The cheese that we used, this is Dolfino's creamy Havarti slices. And I just took it and then, folded it in half and then folded it in half again to get these little teeny tiny cheese squares. And then for the meat, the lunch meat that we're using Applegate Naturals smoked turkey breast with no antibiotics, humanely raised, no nitrates, no gluten, and it's casein free. So a good healthy option with no preservatives and no nitrates and all that stuff. And so here is the final product. So the crackers, we didn't cut them in squares. Of course, if that's your preference, you definitely can cut them in squares. But we just sort of like broke them up into pieces. So we just have little chunks of cracker here. And now Olivia is going to try the crackers. Do you want the cheese on it? Okay, so put it together. Let's put it together. So we take the cracker. Come on, grab your cracker. And then put the cheese on it like this. Go ahead, grab your cheese. And then you're going to take your lunch meat. And put it on it, and then you're going to eat it, and that's your Lunchable. Look at the camera.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.